everybody doing? Woo! Good? Can we give it back to Miss Kathy? That was absolutely awesome. One of the biggest parts of what we do is being able to be a storyteller and tell your story. That's the biggest part. Tara mentioned it with presenting. What you're presenting is yourself. You're presenting your story. And the cool thing is it's not that difficult to do because it's your story. So that was a very good job. I love seeing it. Love having the visualization of that. Very good job. Let's have a quick second to stand up because I learned from one of my mentors, Mr. Jim Rohn. He said the mind can only absorb what the hiney can endure. I don't think that's exactly how he said it, but it's pretty close. Everybody stretch up, stand up. Get a little music going, Mr. Jones. Stretch it out. There it is. Stretch it out. Hug on somebody if you know them. All right, everybody good? Yeah. All right. All right, so we are going to talk about this mythical, magical, crazy, gone up high on the mountain and came home with the stone tablet system that we keep referring to. And this is the crux of everything that you're going to be doing. And if you've seen kind of how everything's been organized today, we started off messing with your noggin. We wanted to get into your head. And after you get that figured out, that's where all the desires hang out. Then we got into a little bit with the engine, about the vehicle, which Miss Sherry was doing a great job explaining the details of the products. And while it's a tough subject to be able to present because it gets into the nuts and bolts of it, the purpose of that wasn't so that you can become an aircraft mechanic to work on the airplane, the vehicle that gets us to our destination. It's so that you understand we got a pretty damn cool airplane. That's the whole purpose of going through that information. So if you got lost, if you were looking at all that and scribbling notes furiously, that's great. If you have Trivial Pursuit questions later this evening that somebody wants to know about L-citrulline, you got that covered tonight. But otherwise, what it's for is so that you understand, so we get in your head that you know that, look, man, we've got the best stuff on planet Earth right now. All we got to do is this thing they keep talking about, which is get our head right, look at our destination, keep working on that, keep looking at that, and then we need to take a little bit of action on something very specific, and that is the system. So that's where we're at in the order of the day, and we're on the home stretch here, so you guys are doing great. I know 5 hours straight is a long time, but at least it wasn't 6, right? So, all right, so what is the system? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to actually reference 2 parts of the master class that they had mentioned. If you are brand new, if you've never had anybody onboard you, if you haven't had a chance to sit with myself or one of the shooters, one of the leaders in the organization, then this is a great place to get caught up, and we're going to start with this right here because this is going to be the action. This is going to be the thing where everything we've gone up to this, you might have been saying, okay, are we ever going to get to what it is that we actually do? This is the part where we get to that, and it's these 2 slides here, because you do 2 very simple things ultimately in this business, and that is we acquire a handful of customers, people that we know, love, and trust, and then we show some other people how to do the same thing, and we call them business partners, all right? That's how you do it. If you get lost, confused, too much information overload, always go down to the absolute basics. This is the blocking and the tackling of football. This is the free throws and layups in basketball, all right? That's as far as my analogies go with that. This is the basics of what we do, those 2 things. The way we get paid in this business all stems from these 2 things of gathering a handful of customers and showing somebody else how to gather a handful of customers, all right? Over and again. So one of the first things that we talk about, and with the system, I'm even going to fast forward a little bit on it because our system is designed for you to get into a conversation with somebody. That's the waving, the saying hello at the grocery store that we always talk about. And then after that, we have the rapport building where we're speaking to them, we're finding what's going on in their life. Kathy mentioned it with Forum. Quite a few of our speakers have talked about it because it's such an integral thing that we do. And that is figuring out what they've got going on. Now, if you're just getting started, if you just got your airplane and you're ready to take this sucker off on the tarmac, If you haven't even started going through all the people in your list, but you, as Tara was mentioning, going down the road, you're gonna be adding 2 new people to the list. But if you haven't even tapped your list yet, or maybe you've been in for a while, and maybe you've been a little scared, not quite sure how to do this business, and you haven't tapped that list, then what you wanna do is start off with that, because the reason you take your list is that these people on your list are your warm market. These are, and what defines warm market? These are the people that you already know. You already know what's going on in their life. So if you have, out of the 2,000 people that you know by the time you're 18 years old, if there's at least 10 of them that might not be the epitome of health, maybe they've got some challenges going on, maybe they've got some things they've been dealing with, then start off and write a list of the 10 most unhealthy people in your life, with the thought of not getting a customer, but of helping a fellow human being. Because your mindset, your intent is going to be everything in this interaction. You ever walk into an event where you know you're not gonna have a good time? Like going to your mother-in-law's for Thanksgiving? Not speaking from experience here, I'm just saying I've heard other people that are into this sort of thing. This is being recorded, so help me out, everybody. So when you have that mindset going in, you're already in a certain state of being, aren't you? You know, your shoulders aren't where they need to be, you're just like dreading this, and it's like going to the dentist, right? And not your friend the dentist, but going in to get something drilled, all right? You have that feeling about you. And so what you want to do is make sure that your intent is to be here to help somebody. If you'll just go in with that, this is such an easy business. It really is. But when you get into Coyote robot person, must get customer. That's how some of y'all act, man. You lose your mind. I mean, it's crazy. And what's actually happening is you're actually all in your mind and you're not in your heart. So when you start this, while we have you start with 10 people that you know, is that's gonna take some of the weird out, but it doesn't get it all out. And so your intention is everything. When you reach out to them, it's funny, I had a new person that just joined the organization, and Saturday is the Sabbath for them, so they're not here, but I was chatting with them, and I said, all right, reach out to these people, and we've gone over it 4 times, right? And then it's time to get the phone out and actually reach out to somebody. I said, okay, now, what did I say? I'm like, let's start with this, say hi. Okay, how do you spell that? He didn't say that, but it was to that level, he was in his head, right? And we got him out of that by taking the action. So when you reach out to him, hi, how are you doing? Say that in however you say it. And I promise you, if you do this with 10 people right now, and in your notes, I highly recommend you make a list. You draw a little line down a piece of paper. On the left, put the unhealthy people. On the right, put the hungry people. All right? And just start writing some names. And then all you do, all you do is just reach out to them and say hi. Crazy things are going to start happening. All right? It's like a roller coaster. Once you start the roller coaster, it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? But all you got to do is get yourself in the roller coaster and pull a little thing down on top of you, and then off you go, and you just kind of follow down the park because it's the system. Same thing goes with this. So just get it started. That's how you get it started. Then they're going to reply. And when I did that, he's like, okay, well, what happens when he says this and this and this and this? It's like, look, dude, when you're on the roller coaster, it's going to go to the same spot every time. Just get in, let's go, hold on, right? I said, don't worry about what's getting ready to happen on the next turn. Let's just start right now, send this, let's get on the roller coaster, and we'll figure it out as we go. Know that there is a path. So if you already know what they're dealing with, you don't have to sit there and dig and hope you're gonna figure that out, hope they're gonna be able to share it with you. You already know. Why? Because you've already built the relationship over time. It's already established. And we forget this so often because we're in tiny robot land where we must do this part. You're asking them how they're feeling, and you already know they're dealing with what they're dealing with. Just cut straight to it. Are you still dealing with this? That frames up the conversation with this topic. And then when they say yes, which is going to be 99% of the time, it's not going to be, oh, I found this magical thing that cured me. That's not going to be all the time. That's what you're going to hear. Then you're going to say, I'm sorry to hear you're dealing with that. Y'all have heard this over and again today, is empathize with the person. Make sure you do this step. This is after people get out of their own way and they get started. What happens is, as soon as they hear the thing, are you still dealing with this? Yes, they skip and they say, I need you to talk to somebody. You've gone into Mr. Fix-It mode. It's not time to do that yet. It's time to exist with this human being. It's time to get out of your head and get in your heart. Why do I always talk about the grocery store? Because when you're at your grocery store, it's very rare that in your head you're thinking about selling somebody something. I wanted you to get in a specific state of mind, a specific state of being. And at the grocery store is one of the most common things that people do where they are not thinking about selling people something. They're just running into somebody. That's to get you out of your head and get you into your heart. So exist in the heart with them and have a longer conversation on the thing that they're dealing with. Why? Because it's important to them. So key. Very simple to do also. How long have you been dealing with this? What are you doing to address this? How is that working for you? These are all very, notice that there's question marks at the end of a lot of those statements. Why? It's like when you're making a meeting, you never finish a meeting without making another meeting. You continue a conversation, not with declarative statements, but with questions. You make a declarative statement, that's the end of the conversation. But if you ask a question, it keeps the conversation going. Keep asking better questions. These are some amazing questions. Well, Casey, I don't like that question. I want to reword it. Can I do that? Yes. Yes, you can. I want to make sure, because some of y'all are like, I am following the system to a T. I sent them X, Y, Z, and they didn't know what that meant. Right? So I want y'all to get a little human here, not get too robotic on me. Follow this thing, but use some common sense on this as well. Okay, good. So after you get done with that, and you find out that that's been going on, now you've connected with them with something that's important to them. Then you can transition over to passing the ball, potentially. But to wrap up that step, where you're connecting with them, where you're being empathetic with them, is you find out if they'd like any help with that. You're asking permission. That's a powerful part. And it's powerful not just for them, but also for you. It's so that you stop wasting time with some people that you want it for worse than they want it for themselves. Some of you get a hold of somebody and say, you are going to get better if it kills me. And some of y'all have gotten close to killing you. And there's some people here that it did kill, they ain't at the regional. Because they're going to fix somebody, by golly. Some of y'all say, ow, that hurt. Why is he talking about me? So, so what's going to happen on that is like, would you like any help with that? They're going to come back with, well, yeah. Or they're going to say no. If they say no, we don't have to worry about the next step. We're done. It was good to see you. I am sorry you're dealing with that thing. Hopefully that gets better for you magically, because somehow that's just going to happen without you taking action. But you know, whatever works for you. It's good seeing you. Or however you want to leave that conversation and move on. But stop wasting time when people don't want to do that. Or if you've got the relationship and you want to stand up for them hard enough, like Tara was talking about, get past their nonsense BS excuse and slap them across the face in the nicest way possible. But break up that rhythm. They're on that track that I talked about. They're on the left-hand side on that circle. No, I'm good. That's what they always say. No, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm fine. You can't walk. I'm fine. It's fine. I'll just rub some dirt on it later. It's fine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Snap them out of it and go, you're not fine. What's wrong? Look at me. Snap out of it, man. Get conscious. Look at what's going on. Stop brushing your teeth with that same toothbrush. Put it in the other hand. Snap them out of it. Well, yeah, what do you got? Well, see, I ran into some people that shared some info with me regarding that. Can I share it with you? That's a great way of doing it. Some people, you'll have a relationship where you say, I'm going to need your credit card. That's the quickest way. I have done that. I have people in this business that I call them up, I say that I need your credit card. Dave did that with Kathy. Said, hey, I need your credit card. I said, well, Rob said if they say do this, we got to do it. Am I lying? No. That was the quickest presentation. Dave can do a quick presentation, but he's like, this is a lot faster. Kathy, I need your credit card. All right. Y'all have relationships with people like that. You're not exercising it though. Why? Fear. What are they going to think? Is this the best thing you could show to another human being? Here's the deal. Some of y'all have not got an answer to that just yet, by the way. Little aside. Y'all haven't gotten your head wrapped around that you haven't sold out completely. You're still wondering, and it's not that intuitively you don't know it is, you just haven't had the conversation with yourself yet. You haven't sold out. Y'all think I'm sold out in this thing?
Yep.
You think there is a person on this planet, I'm not gonna tell them that they need to be in this business in the first 5 seconds I talk to them. What's the difference between you and me? I said it, you haven't yet. That's the only difference. Really, honestly. Now, did it take me a while to get there? Sure, I had to fight the same demons. Do I still have my own demons? Absolutely. Fight them all the time. 80,000 times a day I get to fight that little bastard. Right? It happens. All right. Can I share it with you? Yeah, that'd be great. Are you ready to fix it right now? Yeah, give me your credit card. Find out what they need for their next thing. Would you like to take, and when you're deciding, when you're offering them, offer them the simplest solution to get them the relief. Some of you go into this where you have to send them to wellness from the inside and out. I've watched it. I had that chat with Mr. Jones one time when he was first getting started. He said, he told me what was going on. I was like, cool, did you get enrolled? He says, no, I added them to the thing. I was like, dude, they said that they were ready to do it right now. That's where shut up, take my money comes from. Honestly. They would rather have that fixed than go read up a whole bunch of stuff. Dude, you're telling me this works? Michelle, she's like, I don't need to know how it works. Just tell me what to do. She says that to me all the time. Just tell them what they need to do. You need to go. In fact, I'm going to help you. I'm going to send you the link right now. They'll tell you if they're not ready. Oh, I'm not quite ready. I'm going to need to do my research on this. This is while they're drinking a smoothie from like Smoothie King or having a Dr. Pepper from Whataburger. I'm going to need to do my research on what's in this thing. That's just somebody that hasn't quite got there yet. So they need more information. Give them the information. Would you be interested in talking to one of these people? Not really. Well, great. Would it be okay if I just point you to the thing? Yeah, what's that? There's a Facebook page that's got 81,000 people in it talking about what this has done for them. And in there's some things that are similar to what you're dealing with. Can I add you to that group? That'd be great. Perfect. I don't have Facebook. Okay, that's interesting. Bet you do, but whatever. How about I just take a picture of it and send it to you? Okay, that'd be great. Help them out. Curate what it is that they need. Give them what they need. That's what we're doing at this point. What do they need? They need proof. If you get stuck, tell your story, point to the thing. All right? We've talked about stories several times today. Talk about your story, and then point to the thing. You're not the thing. You're not the guy. Point to the guy. Point to the girl. Point to the tool. This makes sense to everybody? Yes. Is anybody confused on this? Please raise your hand if you are. I'm not going to pick on you. I'm going to, because if you are, then that means somebody else is, and I haven't explained it well. We good? Yep. All right, because if y'all don't all go up a rank next month, then y'all are lying to me at this point. All right? All right. So, there's the thing. Enroll your first business partner. On the other side of your paper, you had a list of 10 people, and these are the people that are hungry. Les Brown, you got to be hungry. We're not talking about the metaphorical broke brother-in-law sitting on the couch eating Cheetos, watching reruns. Not that guy. All right? They're good. They don't have a desire. They're stuck on the loop, and it ain't coming off. Why was it a loop? Why does it look like a little wheel? It's where the little rats go running around all the time, called the rat race. All right? They're stuck on that. They're hungry for more. What? More wealth, more time, more significance. A couple of you are running a program in your head because you haven't hit the level of money and success that you'd like to have, and you base somebody joining this business by what you are projecting onto them. Oh, they make too much money. Some of you think that people are just getting in because of money. That's because you want to make a lot of money, and maybe you haven't hit that yet. And so if somebody already has money, there's no way that they would want to do this. You would screw up severely if you operated with that. Is it right or wrong? No, but it's really ineffective. There's a lot of people in this business because of significance. I can think of one sitting in the back corner back there, Ms. Karen White. It wasn't about the money for her. It was about the significance. She's gone on the trip. She's gone on the Caring Hands missions. She loves being able to donate. She loves being able to help people. She loves these products. She loves being able to help people with that too. Now, does she cash the checks and spend it on more potato packs and more trips? Yeah, she does. but it ain't about the money. All right, so don't get locked in on that and and pass up on that, right? Got a lady in California, Mr. Pinso is chatting with right now. I promise you, it ain't about the money. It is not about the money, but she wants to help people. What better way of blessing a lot of people? Would it be cool to just give somebody their own Jimmy John's?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, right? What if you could do that for a whole bunch of people? That'd be pretty neat, wouldn't it? Now, what are they gonna do with it? We don't know, we'll find out. We have a system to train them with it. It's powerful. And guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna reach out to them via text or messenger. You're gonna say, hi, how you doing? Does this look familiar to 2 slides ago? Yeah, copy, paste, and send, right? When you're reaching out to business partners or reaching out to customers, guess what? Same approach. Switch out the thing. X, Y, and Z happens to be a little something different. Instead of health, it happens to be one of these 3 things. Are you still dealing with a lack of money? Do you still hate your boss? Do you hate being able to do the job better than they can do? Chip's saying, yes, yes I do. A lot of heads going up and down. It's the same process. That's how simple this is. But no matter how much fun that roller coaster is, if you don't get in the roller coaster and pull that little thing down on top of you, you don't go anywhere. The system can't do much for you if you're not on the ride. So you gotta get on the ride, you gotta do the steps. The first thing to do is make a choice. Do I wanna keep doing this thing over here on the left-hand side where I'm not taking action? Or do I wanna get outside this comfort zone and get crazy and send a message to somebody that says, hi, how are you doing? That's really what it comes down to, honestly. And can you get past the fear that's in your head around that? I'm sorry to hear you're still dealing with that bad boss. How long have you been dealing with that idiot? What are you doing to, no, I wouldn't do that. They'll send you to jail if you do that. I got a better option. Wouldn't it be so much cooler to walk into his office in about 6 months and sit down in a chair, put your feet up on the desk? He'd really like it when you do that. And say, I don't see me working for you anymore. I got this eye problem, you see. I'm out. Wouldn't that feel cool? Would that be okay? They're gonna be like, that'd be all right. Here's what you're doing. You are painting a picture. What would it be like? Jake was talking about this. You're doing that with them. What would it be like in this alternate reality? And that's how you go out into the woods. That's how you get off the track and you go do something different. How would it be if you didn't have to go to that job anymore? How would it be on Monday morning you get up when you want to? You know how cool it is to not have an alarm? It's pretty dang cool. Now, it takes a little getting used to, a little adjustment period, but you'll get through it. I promise you, I did. How is that working for you? What are you doing to address that? Well, I'm going back to school and I'm getting another degree and going into another $37,000 worth of debt and it's just great. Now I can go get another job with another boss that I can do better than they can. I'm really having a good time with this. People don't have a clue how to get out of the problem. If they did, they wouldn't be stuck.
Yep.
Now it's just a matter of do they have the desire. Would you like any help with that? Well, yeah. What do I need to do? Well, let me sit here and for the next 3 hours explain to you every single thing we do. Let me tell you about the potatoes. Let me tell you about dump trucks. Let me tell you about airplanes. We got blueberries. All right, we got L-citrulline, and I need to really tell you about that. I got a whole PowerPoint presentation to share with you. Oh, that's not what we do. You say, I got a guy. I got somebody you need to talk with. You want to talk with him? Why do I want to talk to this person? You have to edify this person. You got to let them know why they want to talk to them. If you're using me, say, well, see, the guy just retired at 42 years old. He ran a corporate division for a $16 billion chemical company, had 42 project managers. Yeah, you probably want to talk with him. He kind of knows what the hell he's doing. He's also on 2 magazine covers for this stuff too. But if you don't want to talk to him, enjoy your Monday with your boss. You see the difference in the posture of that? Instead of, oh, please talk to my guy. He would want nothing better to talk to your broke ass. Big difference. So when you're setting this up, you're part to play in that. That hit somebody. Oh, that's funny. Because sometimes I'll get set up with somebody and they don't really want to chat with me. I really don't want to talk with them if they don't want to talk with me, honestly. So you gotta set that up. You gotta build this up. Would you like some help with that? We're not begging. Stop with the begging. Y'all are some of y'all, not too many people here, but some people that should be here are doing this, where they're going out and they're begging the people. They're trying to bring them into a business relationship. And those people aren't bringing a whole lot to the table. Make sure you're working with people that you want to work with. Make sure they're bringing something. You know what they bring to this equation? Does anybody know the most important asset that they bring to this business transaction? Anybody? Their list. Who they have respect with, influence with, people that they know that have two problems. They want to be healthier or they want to be wealthier. That's who we're looking for. Now, there's a lot of people that need more money, but they don't desire it. Stop chasing those people. Stop begging those people to get on the phone with us. And stop going back to them. Some of y'all, well, I worked today. With what, Kionic? Yeah. Who'd you contact? The same guy I've been contacting for 8 weeks in a row. I said hi to him again. All right? So make sure you're doing good work with this. Spend your time appropriately. Would you like any help with that? Yes, I would. What do you got? I ran into some people that solved that problem. Would you like to hear more about it? That's asking permission. Yes or no? Oh, and you'll get this a lot. I don't have time. Time for what? Whatever you're getting ready to say. Look, it doesn't take any time. I didn't ask if you had time. I asked if you wanted to fix that issue. Your main problem is you think it takes time to fix that because you've been programmed that time equals money. That's why you work for a boss that you hate. You want to keep doing that, knock yourself out. You want to do something different, let me know. I got a guy you can talk to. You got to fix some people sometimes with this part. Do it with love. This is where other people, yeah, some of y'all are fired up, man. I'm going to beat on some people. I'm firing you up to get you to take action. When you're in the trenches with them, you got to do it with love. You got to treat them almost like you treat your kid. Hopefully the way that you treat your kid. And it's not about being right. It's about giving them a different outcome. You can be right or you can be rich. If you got to be right, this isn't going to work so well for you. It's your intent. It's how you're being when you get up there. Would you be interested in talking to one of them? I would. If you get stuck, you don't remember how this goes. Now, if you're doing it by text message, you should be all right because that takes time out of the equation. That's why I'm not telling you to get on the phone. Pick up the phone and call everybody you know. Yeah, right. No, nobody does that. But this right here, you take time out. Use us. What do I say here? How do I do this? What do I say at this? This is what they said. What would you say? We have a group for that. One Conversation Away Challenge. Jump on that group. If you're not on that, let me know. We'll get you added to that group. That's where you take your conversations, screenshots of them, and put them on there. And when you put them on there, then we can give you some ideas on what you need to do in that step. That's how we show you how to drive this dump truck. You do that enough times, then you kick us out. You're like, I got this. I can drive this dump truck now. Don't think that you're supposed to know this stuff when you come out of the womb. Some of you are like, I can't ask any questions. I'll look stupid. You're going to stay in the same spot a lot longer. Or you could just be completely coachable and jump in. And what are the two things that I require if you're going to work with me? You got to be hungry and you got to be coachable. And if you're those two things, we will get you there. And y'all are seeing that happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Want to know the difference between the people that are crushing it right now and the people that are not where they want to be? Action. Following the system, taking action. Kicking over rocks. What do I mean by that? Saying hi. What's under this rock? Let me go do another. Some of y'all kick over one rock and you're waiting there to see if anything pops out. And there's 10 more rocks. You're like, nope, cannot kick those over right now. I got to focus on this one. Something might come out of that hole. The cool thing with Messenger is you can kick over that rock, kick over that rock, and what you can do is you can get crazy. I'll go back a little bit here. Is you can actually copy this right here, and you can just paste this to like 10 people really fast. I'm being kind of ridiculous here because that's how ridiculously easy this is. I should say simple. The easy part's up here. It's not easy because this gets in the way. Fear gets in the way. Get out of your head, get into your heart, and send this out. All right, so before I go on and show you this same stuff in a different way, I'm gonna bring up this guy because I want to, first, he gave up his time today to be able to let a lot of new people get up here and do some amazing training. Has this been great so far?
Yeah.
Give it up for everybody. Now I want him to come up here and just share a little bit from a systems perspective of what he's seen, because he's been very integral with this. He's the guy that I talk to quite often on the telephone. I make the joke that I talk to him more than I talk to my wife on the phone now. I talk to her more in person, I'll be clear on that. But on the phone, there's a lot of phone calls that me and Uncle Larry get to have. So help me welcome my good friend and top producing sapphire for our team, Mr. Brian Pinto.